G'day, welcome back to my channel. My name is Simbungi. Welcome if you're new. Thanks for coming back. If it's not your first time, you know what you're in for. This will be a little bit random. I've bought myself a present and I've bought Mr. Bungi a present. Let's start with what I bought myself. Right, I went into the post office on Monday, posting some letters, and they had these lovely PNCs on display. So that was the first day that they were out. And my initial intent was to buy this one here, which is the cat PNC. But when I went back in the next day, I couldn't help myself and I bought the dog one and the horse one as well. So let's have a look at these PNCs together because I think they're wonderful. And I'll read the back. We'll start there. We'll start with the cat one, the one that I was going to buy. This year marks the 150th anniversary of the first Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals in Australia. Now known as the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, RSPCA, it originated with a public meeting in Melbourne on the 4th of July 1871 to discuss the ill treatment of horses. By the mid-20th century, all states and territories had such societies, with the national body RSPCA Australia formally constituted in 1980. 5 key aspects of the RSPCA's mission and work are research, shelter, protection, certification and advocacy. The stamp on this cover points to shelter, as unwanted and neglected pets regularly enter the care of the RSPCA. Some animals are reclaimed, and a great number sheltered and rehabilitated before being rehomed through fostering and adoption. Educating individuals on responsible pet ownership and promoting the principles of good pet care are crucial to reducing the number of animals entering RSPCA care. There's the $1 coin, beautiful reverse frosted, with the effigy of the Queen being very shiny and a nice frosted background. $24.95. And what have we got there? Limited PNC numbers to 7,000 each. But that little ginger cat on the coin, now that caught my eye. So I purchased that one. And I also purchased the dog coin. Very similar design on the front. Stamp up there. Oh, look at him. No. The blurb on the back is mostly the same, so I'll start from the bottom section. Perhaps the most high-profile aspect of the RSPCA's mission, and represented in the stamp, is the protection of animals through Inspector at Work, enforcing state and territory legislation. In some states and territories, inspectors can enter properties to investigate claims of cruelty and to seize evidence. However, most cases are addressed through education and advice, preferred tools for resolving allegations and fostering a culture of responsible animal ownership. And interestingly enough, in the post office where I purchased these two, well, I purchased all of them, but got those two, and they had the dog and the cat one, they had multiple copies of, but I was first in and they only had one PNC of the horse, which to me, I think the horse PNC is the one from the set because it's the key PNC, if you could. Because to me, it was the mistreatment of horses in Victoria because the horses were used as public transport and the way of carting goods around in the colony. So it's the horses that have really started the RSPCA. It was founded on the back of whipped horses, So here we have the horse PNC. Let's have a read from the bottom. Advocacy represented in the stamp on this cover is a significant part of the RSPCA's work, particularly with stakeholders in government and certain industries, to establish and evolve guidelines, policies and legislation that benefit animals. For example, campaigns against excessive use of whips in horse racing and for the ethical post-retirement treatment of racehorses and greyhounds have led to more regulated sectors and to good outcomes for individual animals. Again, we've got the $1 2021 with the Jodie Clark effigy, reverse frosted, $24.95 again. And look, I have never owned a horse, but they're beautiful animals, and I really think that this PNC, out of the three of them, although these ones here will be, the dog and the cat will be really popular because a lot of people have dogs and cats, don't forget to overlook the horse one. And the RSPCA is a very worthwhile charity and something that's quite close to my heart and Mr. Bungie's as well. This is one of our cats. We have quite a few cats, and they're all rescue cats. This little mate here was born just out in the farm to an undesexed wild mother, and same, I suppose, of his dad. And now he's a much loved family pet. He's desexed, he wears a collar, and he's kept inside most of the time. It's a much better outcome. So love your pets, treat them well, and support the RSPCA. If you buy these PNCs, I think it's $1 per PNC that goes to fund the RSPCA, which isn't a lot, but it's still a reminder that you can give in other ways. If you're annoyed that it's only $1, there's no reason why you can't donate through other channels. So that was my gift to myself. And then while I was in the post office, I saw this, and yes, I did buy it for Mr. Bungie, but he did kind of call me out on it, because I will let you read the back here because I need a break from reading. We both love geology, and we're both interested in rocks and minerals. We spend a lot of time outdoors. So volcanoes, and it features a Tasmanian volcano, Table Cape, which is where I filmed one of my videos, the one where I feature the crown and my silver collection from a lookout. So that was up on there. But this beautiful diagram showing the chains of volcanoes within Australia. So yes, I bought it for Mr. Bungie. But he said, "Did you really buy it for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I did, love." Because you buy each other silly presents. He bought me this beautiful ametrine stone. He won it in an online auction, and when it came delivered to the house, or when he picked it up, he showed me very proudly, "Look, love, I bought you this lovely ametrine." Ametrine comes from Bolivia in Central South America, and it's a combination of amethyst and citrine. So probably very hard to see in this light, but this side here is more of a peach colour, and this side here is more of a purple colour, and together they make a nice blush, rosy, peachy purple colour. And it depends on the way you hold it in the light. It's a fancy cut. It's a non-standard size radiant cut. It's a bit over 4 carats. So he had this beautiful stone that he bought for me. And I was like, "Thank you so much. What am I going to do with a stone in a box?" So he had it set into a ring. And a word of advice for, I know a lot of men watch this channel. If you're ever buying your significant other a beautiful cut gemstone, buy it in a standard size. It's much easier to have it set into a ring. The cost of having the setting made and having the stone set far, far outweighed any savings that were made on buying the stone, I think, but it was worth it. And this is just a CAD computer designed ring, and it's not handmade, so even going the cheap route, having a CAD designed setting was yeah, pretty exy, but it was a third of the cost of having it handmade, because having stuff made by hand in Australia is pricey. So funny gift. And I said, Mr. Bundy, did you really buy this beautiful stone for me? And he's like, oh, it would be nice just to have an ametrine in the gem collection, in the rock collection. There's a nice piece of lava. Speaking of Australia's volcanic past. So this piece of lava has come from the Penguin Public Fossicking area down on Penguin Beach. So if you go at lowish tide, there are these large discs, like cow pats, where it's bubbled up. You can just crack a piece off. It's in the sand. And from that same beach, you can find pieces of petrified wood. So the Penguin fossicking area is a public fossicking space. You don't need a prospecting license to go there. And what else came from there? Oh, this one. I've got a few. That's also petrified wood. That's a piece of petrified wood that we purchased from a local market. I think it cost $2 or so. Yeah, what price do you put on a piece of rock? But look at that beautiful grain on the side there. And if I ever want to slice it, they don't slice too badly. Here is a piece that has come from my grandfather's collection. Petrified wood that's been sliced. So it starts off looking rough. You can tell it's wood. You can tell that's wood. It just looks like a bit of wood grain shaped rock. But when you slice it and polish it up, that's a nice piece of wood. This is from Weymouth, which is the state's northeast. There's another public fossicking area there. This is petrified charcoal. This is a piece of wood that's caught on fire and turned into stone after it's burnt. You can see wood grain and pattern, and this one, it does leave a slight charcoal residue. These ones here are really solid and they don't rub. Nothing comes off them. But it's definitely rock. You know, I'm not making it up. It's a bit of rock. Oh, sorry, mate, did I wake you up? Now, what else have we got in the rock collection? Big boy. This one has been tumbled at some point. I'd say he's had a bit of glacial activity. But look at that. It's a nice bit of petrified wood. Again, this one's from my grandfather's collection. I didn't collect this or cut it. He did. That is just beautiful. Hold on to that for me, mate. And a couple more special things that you can find in Tassie that have come from my grandfather. Petrified man fern. Petrified fern. These make wonderful slices and really nice jewellery. There's that one there. That one's been sliced across the grain like that. And then if you go down, so lengthways, so that's across, and then you go that way, you get that effect. So there we go. These aren't quite volcanic. Let's get them out of there. Strip it back to what that's definitely volcanic. And this may have been created by volcanic activity, because this tree would have been growing well before humans were down here. So whatever set this tree on fire was either volcanic activity or lightning strike, and then it sat in the swamp and turned into rock. Go and grab yourself one of these. They're cool. If you like your rocks and you're interested in Australia's geology, I think it's well worth the $4.85. I think Mr. Bungie appreciated it just as much as I appreciate his beautiful ring that he has had made for me. But yeah, 4 carats, I think I'd cap it at about 3. That's just ostentatious. That's ridiculous. It's a cocktail ring. But isn't it beautiful? My advice to everyone is buy what you like. If you like it, buy it. If it appeals to you, buy it. If you can afford it, buy it. Don't buy it because you think it's going to make you heaps of money. Don't take financial advice from YouTubers. But I suppose if any of these PNCs are going to increase in value, it's because they appeal to people. So the more appeal they have to more people, maybe the more collectible they'll become. And to me, I just couldn't walk past them. I've never really bought PNCs. This is kind of a new thing for me, but I just loved them and couldn't not. Could we, mate? All right, everyone. Have a great day. Happy collecting, whether it's coins, stamps, or rocks. See you next time.